Is the price of Bitcoin about to double, like literally double? As insane as that sounds, another top project's co-founder is saying that this could happen before the halving. Is this something you can take to the bank, or is this just another crazy price prediction? Well, when you hear his reasoning, you may just find yourself agreeing with him. Grab your moon boots. Let's get it. Welcome to BitBoyCrypto News Edition. Once per day, I'm going to be breaking down the biggest news stories in the space for you. So if you want to know where Bitcoin and altcoins are heading to, then please make sure to hit the subscribe button and join both my Telegram groups, the Bit Squad for crypto chat, or Bit Squad traders to discuss trading strategies. All right, guys, we have an insane show for you today with some of the most interesting news of the week, including an XRP story. And much of it connects to both of my last two videos, so you're definitely going to want to stay tuned. Today, we are going to be looking at the effect of mining on the Bitcoin price, and could we see the price double? We're going to look at whether or not leverage trading is hurting the Bitcoin network. John McAfee says he knows who Satoshi is. Iran is seeing hyperinflation. And lastly, we're going to look at why I believe XRP is due for a big breakout. Also, guys, I was in a music video yesterday that just came out from the Coin Bros. Here's a little snippet.
21 million, there ain't enough to go around. Bitcoin, break it down. Bitcoin, break it down. Cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it. Yup. Bitcoin, break it down. Bitcoin, break it down.
Crap, I think I'm wearing the same shirt. But anyways, go give the Coin Bros some love. I'll put their channel in the description. My favorite part, though, about this is Wendy making a sandwich in the kitchen. I'll drop Wendy's channel down below. Also, you guys make sure to go subscribe to her. She got some good technical analysis content. Looking at the markets, market coming in about $250 billion. Bitcoin dominance rising 66.2%. But there is something very interesting here I want to show you. So when you look down, you see it's a lot of minuscule red days. Bitcoin's slightly up right now at the moment. But let's look at the biggest winners of the day. We have Redcoin coming in at 34.34%. Digibyte still on a tear. Chiliz, Zilliqa, and Status all with good gains over 10%. But when you look at Redcoin, you look at the end of the chart over here and you see straight upward motion. Now, there's something that really interesting that happens when bull runs get ready to happen, which is a lot of projects that have very small numbers of Satoshis get giant pumps. Now, we really see this with something like Dogecoin, where a movement of one Satoshi suddenly fills a lot of orders. Either if it goes up, it fills a lot of sell orders, or if it goes down, it fills a lot of buy orders. It doesn't take much movement for a coin with few Satoshis to be able to draw a lot of trades. Now, I'm not saying that that is definitely what has happened here with Redcoin. If you look at the Redcoin market pairs, you have Bittrex, Upbit, Yobit, not a ton of places really to trade it that are super reputable sites. But this is something to watch out for over the coming days, and once Bitcoin really gets primed to go on a run. All right, guys, so just a quick look at the hourly chart here, looking at kind of where Bitcoin is going. Right now, the price of Bitcoin has been going up, but our FOMO trender is showing us that we are still in a sell zone. So I'm kind of considering putting a little short in before I go to bed tonight, because I think this is most likely going to drop back down to the low 8,800s. The reason being is because it's in a sell zone and it's pretty high above the range here. So I'm kind of expecting it to drop a little bit. However, I would like to say, I do feel like that we are about to pop. I think it's coming within the next 2 days. I think we are going to have a really big move up. When you look here at the daily chart, we have been in a buy trend and in the buy zone here on our FOMO trader indicator, showing us that, this is still bullish. And there's nothing to make me believe that anytime during the next 7 days, we are going to see, we might see significant red candles, but I don't think we're going to see significant red days. I do think that we ultimately are going to get more green candles. I mean, when you look back at the chart, there's just not a lot of red candles. And when you see them, they're very, very, very small. So I am expecting a big move in the next 2 days. I won't be surprised if we get well above 9,000 in the next 48 hours. Now, if you do want to try out leverage trading, you can go to buybit.bitboy.live. Make sure to join our Telegram group, Bit Squad Traders, so you don't do something stupid like use 100x leverage or go in a trade without a stop loss. Okay, so is the price of Bitcoin going to double in the next few days? That's definitely what one guy thinks, and I'm going to tell you who it is. It is the Decred co-founder. Now, if you didn't know Decred, they are a very significant project, and this is their co-founder and project lead, Jake Yoakum Piat. And he says that he believes miners' costs are effectively fixed. So to maintain the same profit margins, they're incentivized to double the price at which they sell their Bitcoin. I expect this supply shock will drive the Bitcoin price up by moving offers from miners up substantially. Now, a lot of people have thought that miners are going to simply turn off their mining rigs when Bitcoin halves, and they're basically not getting as much as they were before, making their mining no longer profitable. So this is a very interesting theory that he has. Now, Decred, like I said, is a very significant project, competitor to Bitcoin. Obviously, it's not Bitcoin. I'm not sure where it's coming in right now. Probably somewhere in about the 30 to 40 range on CoinMarketCap. But to me, this is really crazy. It says in the short term, I expect the price to roughly double, but longer term predictions are difficult to make in the context of the boom bust pattern of cryptocurrency markets. So what he's saying is he doesn't really know where Bitcoin's going on the long term, but in the next week or so, he seems to think that this is happening. This is happening right now. That this is happening. That's what I meant to say. I'm going to leave that in because that was kind of a weird Freudian slip there, I think. But anyways, guys, I think that this is something that we should consider. Do I think that the price of Bitcoin is going to double this week? No, I don't. I don't know where he gets off saying this to me. Will we see the price pump? Could we see 10K, 11K, 12K? Yes. Now, could we possibly see 18,000, which would be 2 times where we're at right now? I don't see any virtually no way that that's going to happen. If we did, then we would probably just go ahead and either hit the all-time high resistance or either blow right through it. And I just can't see that happening before the halving. All right, guys, we know who Satoshi is, or at least John McAfee does. And the really great news is he knows the answer, but of course, he's not telling. So go figure, right? He says that he believes it's a team of 11 people over a period of 5 years. He also says he believes Craig Wright, a computer scientist, is probably part of that original team. And I do believe Craig Wright had something to do with the beginning of Bitcoin. I think it's a little more nefarious than that. But it's interesting because this is actually the second time we've had John McAfee say this same story. That he spoke to him on the phone, whoever this Satoshi is, and that he was going to tell who he was, but the author of the Bitcoin's white paper convinced him not to reveal it. And John McAfee says he doesn't want to cause the guy's death, or at least governments wanting to snatch him up. So very interesting. Also, not really talking about this article today, but today Craig Wright did actually get accused of plagiarizing his dissertation for his PhD. So that's another story involving Craig Wright. But we don't know who Satoshi is, and honestly, I like it better that way. Is BitMEX raising transaction fees for everyone in Bitcoin? Well, probably so. And the reason would be is because, BitMEX broadcasts thousands of Bitcoin transactions at once at the same time every single day, which leads to a fee increase. And so, a lot of people, they don't like leverage trading, and this gives them a reason not to like it. They say, oh, it makes the price of Bitcoin go lower and it makes the fees higher and things like that. This is what I would say. If the Bitcoin network is so clunky and slow that a large exchange can raise the fees just on one natural process it does every single day, then that's going to be a problem for the network down the road. Imagine when 100 million people come into Bitcoin. I just don't think the network is really prepared for that. So I think this is actually this has nothing to do with leverage trading. This has a lot more about the Bitcoin network and the rise of transaction fees. All right, guys, this is a very interesting story, especially when compared to the context of yesterday's video, where we talked about this really comes down to, will we see inflation or deflation of fiat currency in the world? And that is going to go a long ways to determining how successful this next Bitcoin bull run is, and just really determining the value of Bitcoin. So recently, Iran passed a bill to slash 4 zeros off of its currency, the rial, amid U.S. sanction-fueled inflation. So we're seeing this. We've seen hyperinflation in Venezuela. We've seen it in other places in South America. We know Iran has had problems with this already in the last year. But the question here is, does the state of economics in Iran really have a reverberating effect on the state of economics in the world? So if Iran's going through all kinds of problems and has a lot of inflation issues, is that going to have any bearing on other countries maybe being able to answer that inflation versus deflation proposition? Probably not. But it is interesting to note that when inflation has been rampant in Iran, we have seen the price of Bitcoin up. We've seen that in the past. So could we see at least a mini pump out of this story? I don't know. We'll just have to see what happens tomorrow. All right, guys. Ripple hit with another lawsuit alleging XRP security laws violations. Now, I didn't pick XRP for one of my top altcoins of May video, and part of me wishes that I would have. And the reason is because I've tried to put more research and, I guess, analysis. I'm using token metrics for a lot of my research. If you guys want to check out token metrics, I'll put the link on the screen. You get a 14-day free trial. But I'm trying to use more like analytical research to pick the coins and not necessarily going on my feelings. If I were to go off my feelings, I would have picked XRP. Why? Because XRP right now is getting hit with a lot of FUD, like left and right. We had the story yesterday about Jed McCaleb selling his XRP, which we know he does every single month. That's part of his agreement. Now we have another story about a lawsuit that they're getting hit with. Now it's a big, serious story here, as you can see on Cointelegraph, but even in the same article here, it says this was by Bitcoin Manipulation Abatement LLC. This is who filed it. But it says, even CZ said that this entire entity is a very far-fetched entity. These are not serious lawsuits. They're really just FUD attacks against these projects. The last one that this, what is it called again? This Bitcoin Manipulation Abatement LLC, the last one they filed was in November 2019, and it was dismissed only a month later, so this is probably ultimately going to get dismissed. Now, XRP does have a very serious lawsuit going on against it, but it seems like right now, XRP is getting a lot of FUD attacks. And to me, usually when we see that, a project is about to break out. We know XRP has had a good week over the last week. Will we see it absolutely blow the top off? I don't know, but I do know that when we see Bitcoin go on a run, I don't see any way that it's not going to drag XRP along with it. But now it's your turn. Do you believe Bitcoin will double, or is this just more hopium? Drop your comments down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please make sure to smash the like button and hit subscribe to become a member of the fastest growing community in crypto, the Bit Squad. Thank you so much for watching. Have a blessed day. BitBoy out.